You ever get that feeling your own reflection isn't quite right? Like, if you looked away for a second too long, it might do something you didn't. That's the kind of paranoia you get working graveyard shifts at an all-night gas station. I thought I'd seen every kind of late-night customer, drunks, truckers, the occasional lost soul, but nothing prepared me for the man who started coming in after midnight, every hour, on the dot. Always soaked to the bone, he'd glide in, never saying a word, just buying a single lighter each time. It was odd, sure, but the worst part was how he stared at me, like he was listening for something only he could hear. I joke with myself that maybe he was just really forgetful, or maybe he was waiting for me to notice something. Last night, I finally asked my manager if he'd ever seen the guy on the cameras. He looked at me like I was nuts and said the only person he'd seen behind the counter, all night, was me. So, when the customer walked in at 2 a.m. right on time, I pretended to ring him up as usual. But this time, he lingered at the counter, dripping puddles onto my shoes. I tried to break the silence, cracking some weak joke about the weather, but he just smiled. That's when I realized his eyes weren't reflecting the store's harsh fluorescent lights, they were reflecting me, like two tiny mirrors. He finally spoke. The voice that came out wasn't his, it was mine, down to the nervous stutter I get when I'm scared. "Do you remember what you did?" he whispered, still grinning, still staring with those two familiar eyes. I felt my stomach drop, memories swirling up from somewhere deep. A night 3 years ago, a rainstorm, a car skidding off the road just outside this very station. I'd gone out to help, or at least that's what I told myself, but I'd been too afraid, too slow. When the ambulance finally arrived, it was too late. I never told anyone. I thought I'd moved on. Tonight, the drenched man slid the lighter across the counter, his wet fingers brushing mine, and I felt something cold and heavy settle in my chest. "You left me in the dark," he said, still with my voice. The lights in the store flickered, and for a split second, the security monitor behind the counter showed two of me standing side by side, one bone-dry and terrified, the other dripping and grinning. When I blinked, he was gone. But a puddle remained at my feet, and so did the lighter, still warm in my shaking hand.